with Alia here from the Information Service of the Custom and Excise Office. A little while ago, an importer inquired,
Hello, good morning. Is this Customs Indonesia? I'm planning to import something unique, a musical saw. So, what harmonized system code that I use to classify it in my document?
Okay, before we answer that, it's best if we elaborate something first. What actually is a musical saw? Musical saws, or violin saws are handheld musical devices which have the characteristics of a saw. But when its size is swept with a bow, it's able to produce soft musical notes, just like a violin. Generally, musical saws players play saw whistle in a sitting position, with the saw's handles being held in a place between the player's feet. The other end being held with one hand, while the other hand holds the bow. But there are a few types of saws that can be played while standing too. When it comes to carpentry, saws come in so many types and shapes. Some operated mechanically and others may be electrically powered, each with their own functions and uses. For examples, hand saws generally used to saw wooden blocks into smaller pieces. The coping saws and also the well-known chainsaws used by lumberjacks to cut down trees and huge logs of wood. On the other hand, musical saws have little variety. There are only two known types of musical saws: musical saws with handles and musical saws without. On first glance, the shape of musical saws are almost identical with normal hand saws, but they both have functions that differ from each other. At this day and age, we rarely see any musical saws in Indonesia. Thus, in order to import the very particular and niche musical saws, it's essential that importer knows how to distinguish the classification between normal day-to-day hand saws and the very unique musical saws, so that they are able to use the correct harmonized system code of classification. Explanatory notes of Chapter 92 mentions that musical saws have teeth that are made from a special type of steel that can cause vibration when being swept with a bow or struck with a soft mallet. Thankfully, information regarding the harmonized system code classification can be obtained through a web page provided by the Indonesian Trade Repository. According to Indonesian Customs Start Book, hand saws are classified in heading 8-202. Hand saws, blades for saws of all kinds, including slitting, slotting, or toothless saw blades. 8 digits harmonized system codes of 8, 2, 0, 2, 10, 0, 0, hand saws. In contrast to that, musical saws are classified in heading 9 to 08 musical boxes, fairground organs, mechanical stretch organs, mechanical singing birds, musical saws, and other musical instruments not falling within any other headings of these chapters. They carry calls of all kinds, whistles, call horns, and other mouth-blown sound signaling instruments. 8 digits harmonized system codes of 9 to 08 9090, others. So, we can conclude that the correct harmonized system code classification for musical saws is 9 to 08 9090 with an impurity rate of 10% and value-added tax of 11%.